Hey private friends, hope you guys doing well. Hey, you know what day it is? It's another train day. Today is gonna be a civilian clothes and we're gonna do a lot and learn a lot always. So I'll show you guys what I'm wearing today, okay? So I have my backpack right there and my hat right here. Then I have my shirt, right? Cooling shirt, right? And I have my diaper and I have my pants right here. Alright, so you guys gonna see this on. So I have some milk, I got my banana. Looks, well, I can eat anyway. Got my beef jerky right here. Well, actually is buffalo turkey. I got this on the way back to one of the FTX up there in the north. Right, it's really cool. It's on the road next to the farm. I'll show you guys when we go up there next time. Alright, so I got my outfit on right here. I got my clothes on, and right now I'm gonna roll over to my brother's house. Alright, we're gonna ride up there together, and this training is gonna be something special, okay? Because we get to learn so much over there of what exactly to do. So every training, I just learn so much, and and I get to see my brother and sister there with me, just supporting everyone, and it's just so wonderful, and I miss them so much because I only get to see all of them, like once in a while, but that's gonna change. That's gonna change, and I'm gonna see them a lot more. All right. Hey guys, I just met up with my squad leader Ian right here, and we're ready to roll, man. We gotta get to the spot, so we gotta do a lot of training today, some serious business, okay? Riding up the mountain, guys, and we're almost there. Nice view. Look outside. Wow, that's amazing. Love it here.
I walk a high wire here, all right? Sometimes I make mistakes, sometimes I overdo it. But I think...
Hey guys, so we just got here on the campsite, and we're gonna learn so much today. And here's my bestest friend, my bestest brother. Go ahead, bro.
We want to thank you for coming to view Minh's YouTube channel and kind of get an idea of what we do out here. We're all about community, learning to help others and take our skills and take those back to our community. In an emergency, if people need us, we want to be there to help them. So come check out what we do today, and hope you enjoy what you see. If you do and you'd like to get involved, you can probably do so by coming through Minh's website. Also, you can go to cal-militia.com, read up on what we do. We fully support the Constitution, the Second Amendment, and the freedoms that are provided us as Americans, and we thank you for viewing. Thank you.
So you see our brother and sister back there. Of course, we do some serious and major training down here today, and man, I just can't wait to get started because, dude, this is an awesome training, and you guys are seeing a lot of us out there, helping our community and helping our people here in America. My sergeant right here, my biggest, greatest brother, badass right here, and he's going to teach us a class. This class is really important because it gets you where you want to go. Go ahead, brother.
We're going to be going over basic map reading and navigation today, like Minh said, where we want to go, baby. And then I have a navigation course set up. We're gonna. First of all, does everybody know their pace count?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Does everybody know how to figure out their pace count? No.
No.
Really? Okay. So the best way to do it is on a 600-meter course. It can be done on a 100-meter course. What you're going to do is, anytime you take off, is with marching or anything, you always want to take off on your left foot. Okay? So to get my pace count in 100 meters, mine is 65, but I average it down to 63 because you're not always on flat ground. Either going uphill, downhill, you're going to be taking longer steps, shorter steps. So I average out at 63. It's pretty close. So you start out with your left foot, that's 1. Left foot again, that's 2. Okay, you see a lot of people, what they do is they try to, I watch people in the course where they're, you know, doing this, and you're thinking too much. You just have to take just a basic stride that you take. Everybody's going to be a little different, and that's why it's difficult when you give, if I give you, once I give you these coordinates, it's going to say 100 meters. You might be at 68. So wherever you think you are, and you don't see the marker or something, you don't think you totally went wrong. You know, you're going to have to look at least in a 10-foot radius. Because everybody's always going to have a different, and we'll do that before we go on the course. I got 100 meters marked out, and we'll go up and back, and you just average. So you should be pretty close to the same. You should be like at 65 up, maybe 63 back, or 68. I have some people say they're at 70, and I'm like, dude, you're like 5'2". You know, there's no way you could do that. So that's what pace count is, and that's how you're going to figure out when we give you 100 meters. Okay, and you were in a fire team. Okay, you're only going to have one navigator, because all 8 of you ain't going to have a compass which direction you're heading. Okay, you're going to have one navigator and one guy that's solely doing the pace count. Okay, because it's hard. You know, you always try. I was doing it yesterday with my 4-year-old. You know, and they dad, and I'm like, okay, hold on a minute, 31, and then stop and so. Yes, that one person's always, that's his only job is to pace count. So that's why when they're going, the squad leader or fire team leader can look back and he'll, you know, because if the last part where they all talked at a rally point, and they go, okay, we got 150 meters. You know, he's going to ask the guy, what's my pace count? You know, then the guy will give him, you know, we're at 100 meters. Ranger beads. It's what they are. It's a lanyard like this, okay? And you're going to have 9 beads on the bottom and 4 beads on top. I mean, you can, even if you don't have beads, pick up 10 rocks, 10 pebbles. And when you get to 63, 60, whatever your pace count is, 63, put a pebble from this pocket to this pocket. You know? And when you get to 10, okay, I'm at 100, you know, I'm at 1 mile. So what I want to do is I'm going to kind of read through this. And these are all, you know, this is all level 1 stuff that you guys should have, that you can get. Just let us know, and your squad leader or I can send it to you. It covers just basic stuff. So we're going to start out with the compass. Now I got an static compass. Okay? So let's just read. You have 3 major parts to your compass. You have the cover, which is right here. Okay? You have the base, which is once folded out is all right here on the bottom. And you have the lens, right here. So let me read those to you. Okay, the compass cover protects the floating dial. It contains a sighting wire. Does everybody have their compass out? You guys got yours? You got one? Just break your compass out and kind of look at it. I'm sure most of you know how to use it anyway. Okay, so the compass cover protects the floating dial. Okay, it contains a sighting wire, which is right here. Okay, and 2 luminous sighting slots and dots used for night navigation. Okay, and that'll be top and bottom of your sighting wire. There's luminous dots if you have a static compass. Okay, the base is the body of the compass with the following movable parts. The floating dial is mounted on a pivot so it can be rotated freely when the compass is held level. Printed on the dial as luminous figures are an arrow and the letters east and west. The arrow always points to the magnetic north, and letters fall at east 90 degrees, west 270 on the dial. There are 2 scales. The outer scale denotes mils, and the inner scale, normally in red, denotes degrees. Okay, it also encases the floating dial is a glass containing a fixed black index line. Okay, that'll be on the front of your dial right up here. The bezel ring is a ratchet device that clicks when turned. It contains 120 clicks when rotated fully. Each click is equal to 3 degrees. Okay? Where this is going to come in place for night navigation. Okay? You're always going to illuminate, you're always going to be able to see where your north is. Okay? So if you've got your dot with all your, at nighttime, everything lined up at north, so you know you're sitting at north 360 degrees. If I told you you needed to go 150 degrees, 100 meters, you're in enemy territory, you're not going to turn on a light to find out which way 150 degrees is to see it. And every little degree isn't on your dial. So what you're going to do is anything under 170 degrees is counterclockwise. Anything over 180 degrees is clockwise. What you can do is count those clicks. So if I give you counterclockwise, okay, the azimuth is 51 degrees. Okay, so that's going to be 51 divided by 3. Okay, 17. Okay, so that's under 170. So all you're going to do is go counterclockwise 17 clicks. Okay, and then you're just going to turn to where your arrow hits your magnetic north. Now you're not going to have that illumination there, but you know that this arrow is going to be illuminated with your north heading. All right, and then you're gonna, that's the way you got to go.
I was talking about, you see this green line and that green line? They're gonna connect.
So to make it easy, if I gave you 330
You want to
degrees,
use those as your ability.
360 divided by 330, know that high tension power lines, okay, can affect your compass reading up to 55 meters away. Your field gun, truck, or tank, 18 meters. Phone wires, barbed wire, 10 meters. Okay, machine gun, 2 meters. Your steel helmet, even your rifle, is a ½ meter. Okay? So those things can affect, so you're always going to want to be checking. You're always going to want to do it. The 2 best ways to hold your compass when you're shooting azimuths, okay, is a center hold technique. Where this works better is if you have glasses, goggles, and you're on the move. What you're going to be, you're going to have it flat like this. This is your sight wire where you can see. You always want to hold it straight like this. Okay, this is the thumb hole where your thumb goes through. Hold it straight. Keep your fingers like this. Come like this. The way I like to do it is the cheek. Where I come keep that straight up like this. Where I can look down, you can see your readings and still look up and see through your sight wire. Okay? So you can look at where you're going, shoot your azimuth, and what I do is I look way ahead and try to sight something in this wire, like a tree. So that I know as I'm walking, and I'm still shooting it, but I can always stay on that line by looking at what I shot out. If I gave you 150, you're going to take 360 minus 150, 210 divided by 3.
70.
70? Okay.
So 70.
So that, again, this wouldn't be counter. This would go. No, counter.
Counterclockwise.
I'm looking at that. Okay, so now if I gave you 181, so 360 minus 181 is
179.
179? Sure?
Yes.
Be taped. Divided by 3 is,
Roughly 60.
okay. I mean, now when you're like at, 55.53, you're just going to have to either round up or down. So, what would I do at night? That's not going to work at night. We know the stars. Let's go. If you didn't have a compass in the daytime, the sun really isn't out yet. I had planned to run a stake in the ground. we wanted trying to get a rough estimate which way north was. If you're out in the middle of nowhere, do you guys know what the shadow tip method is? Basically what you would do is drive a stake in the ground out here. So you guys all know how to kind of like make a clock, right? If you knew south, west, and all that, and you can tell what time it is. It's kind of the same principle. What you're doing is you're driving a stake in the ground, okay? And that shadow is always going to be kind of to your west. You're going to put a rock right there at the tip of that shadow from your stick or tree stump or whatever, okay? So, and then what you're going to do is just wait. So did everybody kind of get that gist of the bezel ring, the 3 degrees? Yep. Okay. So I drive a stake in the ground. I'm going to have a shadow. I'm going to put a rock or something right there. Okay, wait about 10, 15, 20 minutes. That shadow's going to move. Let's say it moves to here. I'm going to draw a line like that right through both of them. Okay? That's typically, this ain't an exact science, but that's what that's going to do. So once you draw that line through there, then that's going to be your north and south. Okay? Moss grows on the north side of trees and stuff. You'll be lost. Don't listen to that. There's watch methods and stuff, but, you know, we won't go into that today. That only works if you're in the southern hemisphere and the northern hemisphere. There's different ways to do it in the second hand and northern hand. Just make sure you always have your compass on you. Then you'll be good. Okay. Let's get that. Okay, bypassing an obstacle. So, I gave you a heading, and you're going to run smack into a cliff or something, a ravine. Okay? And it's important that you keep your pace count. Let's use this for, okay, for example, you're moving at an azimuth of 90 degrees. Okay? What you do is you would change your azimuth when you came to that obstacle to 180. Okay? You're going to travel for, let's say, 100 meters. So what you're doing is if you're going 90, you're going to change it to 180 for 100 meters. Okay? Then, of course, you're going to change your azimuth back to 90. Once you get, let's say this was a, I don't know, lake or something like that. 90. You're going to change it to 180. And then back to 90. You want to, and then this is where you're going to keep your pace count. Let's say you're going to go 150 meters. This way. Okay? So now you know what you need to do is go back to your reverse heading at that. Yep. For another 100 meters. And then change it back to 90. And you should be right back on it. An offset. You guys know what an offset is? So our objective was a farmhouse on a roadway that we're going to come across. Okay? This is a deliberate offset is a planned magnetic deviation to the right or left the azimuth to an objective. Use it when the objective is located along the vicinity of a linear feature such as a road or stream. So why would you want to do this? Because if I told you there was a barn on the road and I gave you a heading, you're going to get to the road and it's not right in front of you. Do I go left or do I go right? You know, which way you're going to go. How do you know which way to go? But if you deliberately offset your azimuth to the right or the left of that object, what I gave you, you know that if you shot it 10 degrees more to the right than what I gave you, when you get to the road or the creek,
It's on your left.
you know you got to go left. Okay? So the linear feature may be reached without knowing whether the objective lies to the right or the left. A deliberate offset by unknown number of degrees is a known direction, compensates for the possible errors, and ensures that upon reaching the linear feature, the user knows whether to go right or left to reach the objective. 10 degrees is an adequate offset for most tactical uses. Each degree offset moves the course about 18 meters to the right or left of each 1,000 meters traveled. Okay, so each degree offset moves the course about 18 meters for every 1,000 meters. For example, and the number of degrees offset is 10, if the distance traveled to X is 1,000 meters, then X is located 180 meters to the right of the object. So we got the pace count down, you guys got the how to use the compass down. Now we're going to do a quick, kind of a basic map reading. So that's your little scale, whatever it is. All right, so a topo map, what a topo map gives you the layout of the terrain with contour lines. Contour lines is your terrain, okay? Just like a tree, okay? The farther apart the lines are, the flatter the ground is. The closer, the steeper, okay? You'll see elevation markings all throughout on a topo map. This would be, so what would you be looking at right here?
2,000-foot hill.
Yeah, a mountain peak, right? So, this is, I know this is your scale, okay, your distance scale. So you know you would scale this out. So let's say this scaled out to be 1 mile, okay? So you know that's a pretty steep climb if in 1 mile it goes from 14 to 2,000, especially when it comes here from 16 to there. And what you can do is kind of count the lines, take your scale, and average out how steep it gets. You know, if this said in a matter of a half mile, if it went from 1,000 feet to 2,000, you know, okay, I better bypass that because I ain't gonna go mountain climbing today. Okay. I mean, basically, that's what you're reading. You know, it gets into the paperwork, gets into all the key symbols and rivers and streams and houses, and I mean that's all basically it's in the key. It's pretty self-explanatory. The lake is going to be blue, right? The stream is going to be a little, you know, blue line going through it, whatever, wherever it is. So, and that's going to change. So you're going to be able to tell where you're going to go by looking at this. This is where you're using your offset techniques and your to go arounds and stuff, because you're going to go, okay, well this gets pretty steep here. I'm going to come around and come over this way and everything. So what's the first rule of orienteering when I give you a map? If you had a place to go with the map and a compass, what's the first thing you need to do? Orient your map. That's the first thing you want to do before you do anything. Okay? How do you do that? You're always going to have...
You'll land the north with the map, the north on your compass.
You're always going to have that north declination right there in your map in the bottom right corner every time. Okay. So what you're going to do is you lay that compass out on that map like this. Okay? And you're at 360 right there. You're going to turn that map laying on the ground till your north line's up. Okay, and the way that map ends up, there you go. Your map is orientated, just like that. From there, you can start plotting your direction with your azimuths. Let's say you have a map and you have a compass and you're out in the middle of nowhere. but you don't know where you're at in the middle of nowhere. You know, you can orientate your map. I tell you to go this direction to get to your objective, let's say, which is over here somewhere. But I mean, you could be here, you could be here. You don't know where you are, so your azimuth might going to be different. The way to do that is to triangulate. So let's say from where you're at, you can see a radio tower on top of this peak over here. Okay, this little peak here, whatever. All right, so you got that. What you're going to do is you're going to shoot an azimuth to that peak. Okay? So you're going to lay your map down. You're going to say, and this is going to be all construed, so let's say it's 170 degrees. So you got your map orientated. You can make your line at 170 degrees. You know, so you're going to make a line that way. Over this way, you know it's obvious mountain peak. Whatever that would be, you would shoot an azimuth to that. Whatever that came out to, you're going to go on your map and draw a line. You're pretty much going to be right here, right where those two lines intersect. Okay? Again, it's not an exact science. The more you can even triangulate with another. If there's another obstacle that you could see, you know, that would you know, reassure you a little bit more. Each more thing you can see in each line you can draw, where all those intersect. Yeah.
And probably if you have like 3 points, they're not all going to perfectly cross each other, but you'll get a little triangle. You most likely are somewhere within that triangle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you'll get. So yeah, that in a nutshell is basic map reading. You guys got any questions on that?
It's much better to have a topo map than a regular old map.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah. I mean, it really is. But you know, did you know in Grenada it had the tourist maps? That's why everything's up out there. That's why with the attack that was supposed to go pre-dawn didn't happen until like 9 in the afternoon, in the morning. So if you guys feel comfortable, I've got a course set up for the hike.
So some of our brothers and sisters are going for a hike to get that recruit training signed up. And for us, level 1, we're going to do a navigation course. We're doing a lot of stuff today, guys. Real serious stuff, all right? Climbing the mountain, one step at a time. Whew, man, we're almost at the top. We started at like, what, 7,000 feet under, right? Yeah, it's one step at a time. 7,000 feet elevation. Man, I'm almost out of breath.
Top of Everest, huh?
Yep. This is crazy, guys. That's what we do, okay?
Was everybody pretty close up and back? Yeah. Okay, so you're going to want to average that out now to what it is. Now coming through this, there's some downhills, there's cross uphills. So you're going to have to, that's like I say, my average, my step is 68 and I average mine at 63. So if I'm on flat ground, then I got usually looking ahead. Or something. Stuff like this, I'm pretty dead on. I've done this course 7 times and it's always the same. Does everybody know, how do I say this? So if I give you, so everybody knows, let's say your pace count's 7. So if I tell you 100 meters, you know you're going 70 paces. Okay? So what you want to do is take 1/10 of that for each 10 meters for 100 meters. Okay? So like for me, I got to write it down because I can never ever again, I'm suck at math. So I average out 63 is 100 meters. Okay? So 50 meters, that's easy. I half that. All right? 31 and a half steps. Then when I do 25 meters, I half that. Okay? Which is 15. 7.5. 12 meters, I half that. 7.8. 6 meters, I half that. 3.9. That's an easy way for me to do it. Because again, I'm always looking at about a 10-foot radius of where I'm going to be at when I find something. Okay? So does everybody have a pen and paper?
Yes.
Okay? I'm giving you coordinates. We got 10 people? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, who is my highest pace count? Gary.
66.
Lloyd.
64.
70. 65.
70.
75.
71. 78. 68. 58.
Okay. So, I guess you guys were all pretty close. So that's Daniel and Dave. Jeff and Dylan. Stephen
Sarah.
and Sarah. Min and Miguel. And Lloyd and Gary. Okay? You guys are going to be teamed up. What I want you to do is change off between points. So one person be the pace counter, one person be the navigator. Now this was set up for an individual, but it would take us the rest of the day to do this for everybody. Because I'm going to spread you guys out. Okay, so here's your coordinates. We're going to start from this gated fire road entrance. Okay? You're going to go 212 meters up this road. You'll be marked by 2 branches on the right side. From that point, you're going to shoot an azimuth of 179 degrees for 32 meters. What I have marked in the ground there is I've driven down 3-foot rebar with fluorescent orange paint on top. So that's mostly what you're going to be looking for. And it's only sticking up out of the ground this far. I'm not making it easy for you guys. From that point, you're going to shoot an azimuth of 283 degrees for 100 meters. Again, rebar. At that point, so we'll call that marker number 3, I want you to shoot a heading. You're going to see a tower up on a hill. Don't want you to head there. I just want you to shoot that heading and write it down and tell me what heading you saw that tower at. After that, you're going to head at 207 degrees for 85 meters. You're going to see a yellow flag, like a landscaper sprinkler flag. From there, tell me what you see that's man-made at 115 degrees. Once you got that, you're going to follow the trail west in a westward direction. It's not exactly west, but you'll be standing on a trail and you're going to head west. Okay, you're going to run in 160 meters. There, you'll find a pink flag kind of in a little bush. So I've got 3-4 spotters out there too. So, and I can see everybody from right here on the whole course. So don't worry about getting lost. Okay, at that point, you're going to shoot a heading of 343 degrees for 25 meters. From there, 27 degrees for 100 meters. From there, 255 for 285 meters. 272 degrees for 54 meters. Then 3 degrees for 150. At that point, shoot a heading of 313 and come on home. That's actually going to put you at a trail that you passed up coming halfway up the trail from the camp.
Huh. Alright guys, so if you don't have a compass, go ahead and use the app. But if shit hit the fan, then
the battery doesn't work. God forbid an EMP strikes. So I got my
13, 14, 15, 16.
What he's doing
17,
is counting his steps.
18.
He can't afford
19,
to be distracted by anything
20,
like multimedia at this
21,
point.
22.
Otherwise, he can get us lost.
23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 39, 40, 41, 42.
Right here. These 2 unnatural formations right here.
Alright, I guess I think we found a tree. Now we're going to go to 179er degrees.
179er leads to this path.
Alright, it leads to that path right there.
To go 32 meters.
We're gonna go 32 meters. Alright, 1, 2. Alright guys, we found the orange rebar right here. Right, this is marker number 2. Oh my god.
To make it easier for us.
I know.
Oh, look, that's a pretty view over there. Check that out. Oh. I hear some.
10, 11, 12, 13, 27, 28, 29, 30.
No, number 3, marker 3. So we're going. There's a tower somewhere.
Down here. Right down heading. It says right down heading? Heading tower. Yeah, tower. Here was a tower.
There.
Oh, all the way down there? Wow. Okay. So that's the tower right there, and we're going right down to heading? Right there?
Okay. 231.
231? Okay. Now we're going 207 degrees, 45 meters.
Equals 55 1/4 steps.
Alright, so we're going to take 55 1/4 step.
Yep, 55 1/4 steps.
Okay.
That way. Is that trail?
The trail, yeah, okay. 1, 2, 3, 19, 20, 21, 52, 53, 54. Right here. So 54 right here, and we're looking for a man-made. Oh, I found it. Yeah, I found the flag. Yep. So we found the marker. Here's a flag right here. So we're here and we're looking for 115 degrees and man-made, right? And I think this is that tower right there on top.
Yeah. There's certain variations, but.
Alright, so next one, we're going to follow the trail west 160 meters.
About 100 and let's just do 130 and see a pink flag in the bush.
1, 2, 3, 4, 24, 25, 44, 25, 63, 64, 87, 88. Oh, I found it! First try, right here. I found it. First try. The next point.
345 degrees.
Okay. 25 meters.
That's right. That way.
Okay. Just that. So, 1, 2. They found it. So we got here.
255.
255 degrees. 255?
That way.
285 meters.
Yeah, also.
So we're going 255 degrees, 185 paces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 43, 44, 45, 46, 74, 75, 76. Got 76. 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6. So apparently we made a wrong turn. So we gotta double back. So right here we're gonna go 27 degrees, 100 meters. That's 65 pace for me.
65. And I got 7.
All right, we found it. Found a marker right here. Orange rebar. All right, next one. All right, we're gonna do 255 degrees, 285 meters. We found the next marker on the first try. Look at this one right here.
If he finds the sniper, I have like a 15 meter range.
Right, 272 degrees, 54 meters.
He's that way.
All right, found the next marker right here.
Put you in the right direction.
All right,
what was it? 150 meters, 3 degrees to that trees up there. There's that hole between the trees. Okay. It's about 100 steps.
With everything, your rifle.
Yes, we found it. First try, we found it.
But you're going to go about 1 degree or 2 degrees off to the left, so you don't end up right on your objective, right? You want to hit somewhere off to the side, or you want to move in on them. If you get off a couple degrees, you might end up through. I don't get the combat.
Alright guys, so we just finished our navigation training. It's time for lunch, and after that we're going to do a hand-to-hand combat training. Wow, it was a tough course, guys. Very tough. It's lunchtime. I got my MRE right here. It's very good. It's chicken pasta, right? Everyone's just hanging around, having a lunch, and we're going to get a new training in a little bit. I think it's going to be the hand-to-hand combat training, right? But let's try this out. Hot. It's very good. Now throw for real. Sadness. Oh, right there. You got it.
So you're punching the person with your body.
Hey guys, so we finished our exercise. My camera actually ran out of battery, so I couldn't get everything for you guys, but you know, I'll get that fixed next time. Yeah, so we just got home, and oh man, it was an amazing day. We had so much fun, and I got to learn so much, right? And stay tuned, because you know, you guys are gonna see more episodes like this. All right, guys. So have a good night. Friends and family, hope you guys doing well. Hey, this is a website, the California State Militia, right, at calmilitia.com. Right, what we want is we want citizens over the age of 18, not currently enlisted in the organized military forces of the United States of America, to stand in reserve as a member of the California State Militia. Right, so what we do is we are a garrison of concerned citizen soldiers. Right? We are soldiers dedicated to our Constitution and standing united in defense of our country from all enemies, be they foreign or domestic. As a unit, we stand at the ready to both support and reinforce the efforts of law enforcement and organized military forces in the civil defense of our nation, our state, our city, and our neighborhood, and most importantly, the defense of our family. One roster, you can train individually or choose to work with other militiamen at regular scheduled drills. The training, inspired by the original Minuteman, will be geared at formulation to include light infantry operation, marksmanship, land navigation, first aid, wilderness search and rescue. Right? The grassroots defense of our nation is every citizen's responsibility. All right, it's your responsibility too, and it's your duty. So it's my duty, and I'm doing it. All right. So it's a FAQ. what is a militia? All right, the militia is the unorganized or reserve militia. Is a legal, lawful part of the armed forces of this nation. All right, it is a military. It is a military organization recognized by the Second Amendment of the Constitution. Title 18, Section 311 U.S.C., the Dick Act of 1903, the National Defense Act of 1916, and affirmed by numerous court decisions. There is no ambiguity. The organized citizen militia is not the National Guard or the state select militia under the governor, a part of the organized armed forces of the federal government. It is literally the entire body of the armed citizenry. All right, it's everyone. All right. Although the unorganized militia can be called up for lawful constitutional purposes, it is not under direct control of any states or political jurisdiction. It represents the authority and power of the people over the government and stands as the last defense of the citizens of this country against any domestic tyrants. Right? The purpose of the militia is to, as defined by the Constitution, is to enforce the laws of the Union, which is the Constitution. Right? We are the enforcer of that law. Suppress insurrection, whoever changed that. Repel invasion. These provisions affirm the right of the people to defend themselves and their republican form of government from all enemies, both foreign and domestic. That means that the people, as the militia, has the right to fight, if necessary, oppressive government to prevent the usurpation of the Constitution that is the supreme law of the land by anyone, including the federal government. The authority, duty, and obligation of the citizen is an obligation, guys. It is. Right? Acting as the militia is clearly expressed in our Declaration of Independence. Right? Here's what it reads, guys. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive to these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it. Further, it is the right, it is their duty to overthrow such government. Together, these provisions codify the natural rights of all citizens to defend of self, family, and country. The strongest reason for the people to retain the right to keep and bear arms is, as the last resort, to protect themselves against tyranny in government. Thomas Jefferson. Right. Is a militia a political action group? The distinction between a political action group organized to promote constitutional government and a militia is the military orientation, right, and a political orientation of the latter. Both groups must work together in support of mutual goals. All right, supposed to work together, guys. Individual may participate in both, but the militia prepare, train, and equip as a response group in the fashion of the Minutemen of Concord and Lexington for the defense of self and community. Therefore, to be recognized as a militia unit, the organization should adopt a written code of conduct, and organization have a distinctive uniform or method of identification, and implement a training program to fulfill the well-regulated disciplinary requirement of the Second Amendment. Right, the membership. With the exception of certain public officials, all able-bodied men and women over the age of 18 not currently serving in the regular armed forces and any foreign members of the regular armed forces or by law already members of the unorganized militia. Law requiring militia participation are no longer in force. With very few restriction. Membership in the militia must be open to all citizens, regardless of race, sex, religion, or political affiliation. Unit not open to public membership or which are organized for any purpose other than support of constitutional principle may be considered private armies and are not to be confused with constitutional unorganized militia. As a practical matter, every effort should be made to incorporate only citizens of good character in the militia. Those who advocate criminal activity, terrorism, revolution, or a change from or for form, Republican form of government should not be tolerated. This implies that militia members should understand the duties and obligations of both citizens and government under our Constitution. Okay, so if you'd like to join us, go ahead and contact us here. All right, put in your name, put in your last name, phone number, and stuff, and you can also donate your time and your property or your money to our cause too by filling this form out. And we have business owners always donating their time on their property and their money to us all the time, and I'll show you that in a little bit. All right, so just fill this out, and we do all our public events on the Modern Militia website. So go ahead and go on the Modern Militia website. All right, you have to register. When you log in, go ahead and press on groups. All right, and you scroll down, you're gonna see the northern ones. All right, and you can see the main one right here. So you can ask your questions in here. And we have the central one and the southern one too. All right, southern brothers and sisters. All right. So yeah, you can ask some questions here. It's open to public. And then we have our Facebook page right here. Okay. Check out our Facebook page. I like it for sure. Like it. All right, and this is our central one. We're starting up right now. Right here. All right. And this is our southern brothers right here. All right. And these two are the properties that business owners donate their time on it, so we can train. Okay, guys. So this is in the Southern California right here. You have like 400 acres. All right. And you have the mountain range and everything. And then on the north, we had a urban training site right here. We trained in a couple months ago, and yeah, it's really big. I trained here before. It's fun. Yeah, it's really fun. All right, what else? Well, I guess that's it, guys. So have a good day, and bye bye, guys.
Okay, you're gonna make sure you can delete that too from.
No, it's going on there for the after show.
This is how to get lost.
All right. Hey, we give them a close-up look. They can only look from the top.
Maybe from up there they can tell us where the rebar is at.
Yeah, exactly.
The Telecommunications Act of 1996 said by 2002 you're supposed to be able to be tracked by any electronic device you carry.
I am tracked. I am tracked right here.
You should be. That's a good thing too. That way they know where I'm at all times. Right. For my safety. For my safety.
Legs out. Just like that.
And to let you know, I'm putting your ass on YouTube too.
How's it feel, mofo? Come on, man.
This is our producer, baby.
Perfect, man. Yep. That's it.
You got his best side too, video.
I will.
Make sure you get that crack. Come on, man. There you go. Lean back.
That's it.
There you go.
You're an internet star. You gotta fly down this mountain.
No shit. You fucking look like Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan doesn't have a rope. He repels blindfolded.
Look at that. Woo! There he is, our producer.
So man, untie out of your kit then, and Dylan here's going to teach you how to belay.
Okay. Oh. I gotta have that on camera so I can put my video together.
I'll send it to you, my man.
Okay, great.